My name is Jim Fermi, and I would like to welcome you to the Big Networking News channel. Our program is going to give real insight into many industries and how the best of the best differentiate from the competition. I would like to introduce my first guest, Stuart Gell, President of the Liquidity Source. Good morning, Stuart.
Good morning, Jim. How are you doing this morning?
Excellent. How are you? First and
Good.
foremost,
Good to see you.
what is the Liquidity Source?
It's a great question, Jim. Liquidity Source is actually a company that specializes in and focuses in real estate. It's a commercial finance firm, and our focus is on the client and how to find the actual solutions for that client.
Thank you. It's great. So my understanding is one would have to pay a fee for these services. So why can't a client go to their current bank or CPA or their attorney for the same connections?
That's a great question, and I have a great answer for it. Part of the issue is that people have a tendency to go to their accountant or lawyer because they feel there's no fees involved. So there's a very good chance that the CPA or the attorney will give them to one of their friends at the bank, in which case, what's the probability of you getting the best deal? Very little. And then on top of it, these people will not help you through the documentation or hand-holding to bring you to a closing. So there's a lot of issues. And at the end of the day, my fees are a success fee. So if I don't get you the best deal, you're not going to sign off. And if you don't sign off, I don't get paid.
Right. That makes a lot of sense. And what are some of the things that differentiate you from the competition out there that do the same thing?
I think that's a good question as well. I think one of the main things, or a couple of the main things, is that one, we try to get you answers within 24 to 72 hours once we get some preliminary information of whether this loan that you're suggesting can actually be done. That's really important because people don't like waiting for 2 or 3 weeks for a bank to get back to them to say, yeah, we can do that or we can't do it. Another thing is the documentation is extremely, extremely difficult. It's really a pain point for most clients. And if you think it's a pain point, can you imagine going through this process for a couple months and then only to go to another bank to try to start it all over again is to the point of being ridiculous. Using someone like myself, I can gather all this information because I have all the documentation and I vet it like a banker does. And I know what it needs to be done and how to get the deal done. So that's extremely, extremely important. The other good thing is that we run a concierge style service. So we basically hold your hand through the entire process. We look at all the documentation, we watch it as it unfolds, we stay there with you until we're at the closing table with the bank, making sure that everything goes 100%.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That was very helpful. And I want to thank you for coming in today. And this was our first in many series that we're going to be interviewing people like Stuart that really helped us understand what you do at Liquidity Source. And if you like this video, there'll be other ones coming out on the news channel. And I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Stuart for coming in this afternoon.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
It was great. Thank you.